Everything you see, everything you are, is a scientific impossibility. The stars above, the planet beneath your feet, your very consciousness to experience it all, should not be here. We are living in a reality that, according to the fundamental laws of physics, has odds of existing so astronomically low, they transcend human comprehension. Today, we are not exploring a matter of faith, but a matter of physics. We are diving into one of the most profound and unsettling discoveries in modern science, a discovery that forces us to confront the ultimate question: is this universe a cosmic fluke or the product of a transcendent mind? Our story begins at the very first moment of time. The force that drove the universe's initial expansion and continues to influence it today is known as the cosmological constant. The precision required for this value is beyond anything in human experience. Nobel laureate Steven Weinberg calculated that this constant must be fine-tuned to an accuracy of 1 part in 10^120. To grasp this number, consider there are only 10^80 atoms in the entire observable universe. This level of precision is equivalent to hitting a 1 millimeter target on the other side of the observable universe, blindfolded. Why does this matter? If the expansion force were slightly stronger, matter would have flown apart too rapidly for galaxies and stars to ever coalesce. If it were slightly weaker, gravity would have overcome the expansion, pulling the entire universe back into a super-dense, hot state in a fraction of a second. No time for life, no time for anything. Now let's shrink our perspective by 1 billion times, to the realm of the atomic nucleus, held together by the strong nuclear force. This force is the glue of reality, and its required precision is just as unforgiving. A variation of just 1% would have catastrophic consequences. A weaker force, and protons couldn't bind together. The universe would consist entirely of hydrogen, too simple to form complex chemistry. A stronger force and all hydrogen would have fused into heavier elements during the Big Bang. Stars, which burn by fusing hydrogen, would never ignite. The universe would be a dark, lifeless sea of useless matter. The fine-tuning is not a solitary anomaly. It is a conspiracy of constants. Physicists have identified over 30 fundamental physical constants and initial conditions that must all be independently set to their precise values for a life-permitting cosmos to exist. Consider the ratio of the electromagnetic force to gravity. If gravity were relatively stronger, stars would be too small and burn out in millions, not billions, of years, far too quickly for life to evolve. If electromagnetism were stronger, chemical bonds would be too rigid, preventing the flexible chemistry of life. Or the mass of the neutron. It is very slightly heavier than the proton. If this were reversed, protons would decay into neutrons, making stable atoms impossible. No atoms, no chemistry, no life. Individually, the odds against any one of these constants being right are astronomical. But for all of them to be perfectly set, this is like winning the largest lottery jackpot every single day for years on end. At a certain point, the chance explanation becomes a mathematical absurdity. We are faced with a universe that appears rigged for existence. Faced with this mountain of evidence, what are the logical possibilities? The first and most popular in scientific circles is the multiverse hypothesis. An infinite number of universes exist, each with different laws, and we just happen to live in one that works. But we must ask, is this good science? The multiverse is, by definition, unobservable, untestable, and unfalsifiable. It lies outside the realm of empirical science. As physicist Paul Davies noted, it can become a Trojan horse for an unstated metaphysical belief. It requires a greater leap of faith than the alternative, offering an explanation that can never be verified. The second possibility is intelligent design. This is not a God of the gaps argument, filling a temporary hole in our knowledge. This is an inference to the best explanation, based on what we do know. When we see complex specified information, whether in a watch, a supercomputer, or the genetic code, we universally infer an intelligent cause. The universe presents us with the ultimate example of complex, specified information written into the very fabric of physical law. Even the atheist astrophysicist Sir Fred Hoyle was driven to this conclusion, stating that the universe looks like a put-up job. What is truly remarkable is that this stunning scientific discovery doesn't exist in a philosophical vacuum. It finds a powerful and precise echo in divine revelation, revealed over 1400 years ago. And the heaven he raised and imposed the balance. Quran 55:7. The word for balance here is al-mizan, signifying the precise equilibrium, the scales of justice, the perfect measurement. It is a single powerful word that captures the essence of cosmic fine-tuning. The Quran repeatedly and explicitly invites people of reason to observe the heavens and the earth, to look for disharmony or flaw. It challenges the skeptic to find any imperfection in this design, a challenge that modern science, with its discovery of fine-tuning, only magnifies. This is not science proving faith. This is a stunning convergence. The book of scripture and the book of nature, when read with honesty and reason, are pointing to the same profound truth, a universe of exquisite, intentional design, pointing unequivocally to a divine designer. The fine-tuning of the universe stands as a monumental piece of evidence. It does not shout for belief, but it speaks with a quiet, relentless logic that makes belief in a creator the most rational inference. When you find a perfectly calibrated watch, you know a watchmaker exists. When you discover a universe perfectly calibrated for life, this is just the beginning of our journey at the intersection of faith and reason. In our next videos, we will dive into mysteries that are even closer to home. The enigma of your own consciousness, the universal moral law written on the human heart, and the origin of life itself. All of them, we will find, point to this same breathtaking reality. The conversation is just getting started. We want to hear from you. Having seen the evidence, which explanation resonates more with your reason and your intuition? Share your thoughtful perspective in the comments below. If you're ready to continue this journey of discovery, subscribe to The Rational Revelation. Stay curious.